What's going on, guys? Welcome to this video. This is a very important lesson that we're going to introduce to you guys in this course. I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to weigh out your food and read a nutrition label so that you're better to understand the nutritional value of food and also just understand what you're putting inside your body in order to reach your macronutrients and such, okay? Now, a clear thing that I want to say is that, yes, I have these type of foods in front of me right now. They are mainly processed foods. The whole entire process that I have you guys go through is that it requires you to read the nutrition guide that I assigned to you. And in that guide, it says that I recommend that you guys go 80% clean, 20% processed, and that's exactly what I abide by because it gives you the perfect balance of eating whole, nutritious foods and also having a little bit of processed foods to kind of satisfy your cravings in order to increase the longevity of your diet. Now, so now let's get into this. So the first thing that you guys want to make sure you have is one of these, okay? Now this is a digital scale. I always recommend getting digital because it's a lot easier to read. The only units that you're pretty much going to be measuring in is grams and ounces, okay? So that's very important. So you cannot get by not using one of these, all right? So if you do not have one, they do sell them at Walmart, Kmart, Amazon. They're like $10. They're very easy to get. So let's just get into it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is measure out different types of foods that you guys would probably have laying around your house. So for example, here we have Almond Breeze, so almond milk, and if we read the nutrition label, so what's going to pop up on the screen right now is a nutrition label, guys. And there's a certain part of the nutrition label where you guys really want to hone in on, and that's going to pretty much tell you how to read and track this food, okay? So if you look at the top where it says serving size, it's going to say 1 cup. Now, per container, there is 8 cups because there's servings per container. It says 8, okay? So it's very easy to understand. So that means that there's 8 cups in this entire carton of milk, okay? So you want to keep that in mind. Now, with milk, we're actually not going to use this, okay? I just wanted to introduce the scale so that you guys kind of get an idea of what I expect of you guys, but what we really want to focus on is getting a measuring cup, okay? So for liquids, you're going to want to have measuring cups and even little measuring cups that you would use for medicine and stuff like that, so you can track your coffee mate and stuff of that nature as well, okay? So we want to make sure that we get that down. So if we look at the nutrition label for almond milk, we're going to see that it's 1 cup or 240 milliliters, okay? So you definitely want to keep that in mind while we're reading this. And just know that the first steps that you would take in order to track this item right here, the almond milk, is you would scan this barcode on MyFitnessPal, and then all of those nutrition facts on this label will pop up on your app. Okay, so that's exactly why we recommend using MyFitnessPal, because it makes it very easy for you to get everything that's on this label into a digital format on your phone so that you can track it properly, okay? So first thing we want to do is track this barcode right here, okay? After we track that barcode, we're going to want to determine in the app how much of the serving we're going to have. So if we're going to have half a cup, we're going to put half a serving. If we're going to have 1 cup, we're going to put 1 serving, because that's a serving size on this label, okay? I hope you guys understand that. Now, that is how you would track liquids, okay? Then you just press the check mark at the top right at the corner, and that's pretty much it, and that's how you track liquids, okay? Now, this is a common question that I get. How do you track peanut butter, okay? Because in a sense, we can't really accurately track peanut butter, or it just becomes a really big hassle, to be honest. If you want to just dump peanut butter on a plate to just kind of like measure it out per grams and stuff like that. So I want to show you guys a very easy way to track something like peanut butter, and this goes for anything that is in a container and you want to get the item inside of it. So in this case, it's just peanut butter, but if we were doing like butter, for example, if we were doing, coconut oil or anything like that, this is how you would probably track those things to make it the easiest for yourself, okay? So The first thing you want to do is you want to take your scale, okay? Now you want to put the peanut butter without the cap. So you're going to take the cap right off the peanut butter right here. Take it off, okay? Now we're going to put this scale on the table in front of you, whatever counter you're on, okay? All you're going to do is just take the peanut butter, you're going to put it on the scale, okay? And you're going to turn it on, all right? Now what this is going to do is called zeroing out the scale. What this means is that, technically speaking, the scale thinks that there's absolutely nothing on it right now, which is perfectly what we want, okay? Now, as you go on, you're going to want to first take a look at the nutrition label, okay? So the nutrition label says here that one serving size, which is what we want, okay, because we're going to scan the barcode on MyFitnessPal, one serving size is 33 grams measured out. This is perfect, okay? So you're going to want to take your spoon and put it inside the peanut butter jar, and it's going to go into the negatives, because what the scale thinks is that you're taking food out of it, okay? You're lightening the weight, so it's going to go into the negatives because it's technically negative weight, okay? So for example, instead of just zeroing out a plate and putting 33 grams of peanut butter on there, we're going to take away 33 grams from this zeroed out scale. Okay, so it's going to go into the negatives. So now all you want to do is just take your spoon, put it inside the peanut butter, and it's going to go into the negatives. And all you have to do is just stop when it hits negative 33, because that's one serving size. Okay, I hope that's very understandable for you guys. Now we're going to move on. Okay, now let's get into, a topic that's pretty controversial. I want to make sure you guys understand this as well. Now, it comes to my understanding that a lot of people like to drink beer. Okay, here is a beer can. I want to show you guys exactly how you would track something like this. Will it hinder your results? Yes, it will, because beer is filled with a lot of carbs and empty calories that are probably not going to really serve you a nutritional benefit. But that's completely fine, because this course is not all about going hardcore balls to the walls, okay? This is about adapting your lifestyle to fitness, okay? And combining them together so that you make it a lifestyle instead of a crash course, okay? That's going to be the overall theme for this entire thing. Now, I want to stress that, yes, this does have a barcode, okay? You can for sure track this into MyFitnessPal per can. All right, so all you're going to do with this is you don't even need a scale. So you just take the scale away. All you do is pull out your phone. You go on MyFitnessPal. You go on the barcode scanner on the top right corner when you go into Add a Foods, and you just scan this barcode. And you just click the check mark once you have it in the system, and that is it. It just tracked your calories for you, okay? And the serving size for this is just one can. That's it. Okay. Next item, we're going to go back to the liquids here. I get this question all the time. How do I track my creamer, and should I track my creamer? Yes, you should, because creamer is very calorically dense, all right? And if you look at the nutrition label on this specific creamer, so it's a Coffee Mate vanilla, French vanilla, and yeah, so one serving size is 35 calories. But what's hidden is the fact that one serving size, the size of it is 15 milliliters, okay? So 15 milliliters is very, very, very small. That's about the serving size of one of those little cups that you use to take in medicine, okay? Now, for example, for this specific product, I would highly recommend using those cups that you use for medicine, like Pepto-Bismol and stuff of that nature. You definitely want to use one of those cups to measure this out, unless you're going to be using a high enough amount to track using a regular measuring cup, okay? Now, for example, we would just scan the barcode here, and we would decide, okay, so I want a good amount of creamer, so I'm definitely going to use 2 servings of creamer. All you got to do is measure out 30 milliliters, and then you know exactly what you're putting inside your body. A lot of times people just open this up, they have their coffee, and they just pour like that without tracking one thing. The reason why that is not good is because you're guessing your calories that you're putting into your coffee. And a lot of people don't really realize how many calories this actually has, okay? It's very easy to just pour it in there and overdo it on the serving sizes, so you just add in a lot of unnecessary calories, okay? So I hope that made sense. Now we're going to go into this can of tuna, okay? Can of tuna. This also has a barcode on the back. So if you guys have not noticed, there has been a barcode on every single one of these items, and that's why we have you guys use MyFitnessPal, because it allows you to scan everything into the system. It makes it so easy for you guys to track your foods, okay? Now, there is foods that you measure, like this, okay? We also have this where you measure, so you're not gonna have a whole jar of peanut butter, so you have to use this for measurements. Here, we have a can. Okay, so in a can, you're most likely going to have the entire can, so it makes it very simple for you to understand that you're going to be eating what's in here, okay? Now, if we go to the back of this nutrition label, however, we go and we see that one serving size is 2 ounces drained, okay? But there's 2 servings in this entire container. So that means that once you scan this barcode, this has 2 serving sizes in it. Okay, so unless you're gonna eat half, you're gonna have to do 2 servings, okay? Just to make sure that the macros and the calories add up, all right? So that's one thing that's very important to know, all right? Sometimes nutrition labels, they'll market it as, 120 calories, right? But what they don't tell you is that there's 2 servings in here, and it really adds up to 240 calories, okay? So it's very, very, very important for you guys to read the nutrition label and understand how many servings you're getting. Again, you scan it in the barcode scanner on MyFitnessPal, very easy. Now, here's another thing, ketchup, okay? So for this ketchup, if you look at the nutrition label, it says that one serving size is 17 grams or 1 tablespoon. Now, we're going to get back our scale here. Once we've already cooked the food that we want to add our condiment to, in this case ketchup, all we got to do is turn on the scale while the plate of food is on there, okay? So it's going to zero it out. Then all we do is just layer it on there until you get to your desired serving sizes. So for me, I usually have about 3 servings on average of ketchup whenever I use it, which is perfectly fine. I just put it inside my macros, and then everything's okay. Now, I want to make sure you guys understand that you definitely need to watch how you use these condiments, and that's why we have you calculate your grams and everything like that. So, for example, if you want to have a good amount of ketchup, you want to do about 3 grams, let's say. So you would put 3 servings of ketchup on MyFitnessPal after you scan the barcode scanner, okay? So pretty much every food that you eat has a barcode scanner, and that's what makes it so simple. Now, here, let's go back to a breakfast item. Here we have Cocoa Pebbles, okay? Now, Cocoa Pebbles, it's going to say, so it's 120 calories per serving. Now, it says that each serving size is 29 grams. So that means that you're going to put your plate of cereal here, okay? The plate that you're going to be using for cereal, you're going to zero it out, and then you are going to pour the cereal on there, okay? Just to get to 29 grams, if that's how many servings you want to have, okay? So if you want to have 2 servings, you're going to do 2 times 29, okay? Pretty much that's exactly how it works, and then you would have to track your milk separately, okay? And that's how you guys can have cereal. That's like a really big hack right there, because everyone thinks that you can't have cereal, but you really can. You just got to track it. Now, let's get into the meats, okay? So here we have a meat. Now, in this case, if you go get your food from Wholesome Pantry, they're going to have barcodes on the back for each individual fillet that's in here. Now, for example, let's just say that you go to the grocery store and you're looking at the meat section and it doesn't have a barcode anywhere to scan. what you are going to do is you are going to go into MyFitnessPal, you're going to click add food, and you're going to search up the meat that you just bought. So for example, let's just say if I bought this chicken breast without any type of a barcode, it just had it in a package, okay? So let's say I just bought my chicken breast, right? I'm gonna go on MyFitnessPal and look up chicken breast. That's it, okay? That is all you have to do. Now, what you really wanna make sure that you do is that you type in cooked chicken breast if you're going to measure it cooked, or if you're gonna measure it raw, then you type in raw or uncooked chicken breast, okay? And it's gonna tell you how many calories it has per serving. So just keep that in mind, guys. It is very, very, very important, all right? Want to make sure that's clear. So when it all comes down to it, yes, a scale is mandatory at first. The whole entire idea of having a scale is to teach you portion control. As you go about your fitness journey, you're going to start to remember what 4 ounces of chicken looks like. You're going to start to remember what 2 servings of Cocoa Pebbles looks like. You're going to start to remember how many calories are in your beer. You're going to start to remember how much 1 serving size of peanut butter is. The whole entire point of tracking your food on a scale is to teach you later on so that you don't have to. You don't have to do any of this, okay? Why this is important. Let's just say that you go out to a restaurant, right? You go out to a restaurant and you have no idea what you're getting because you have no nutritional evidence or no nutritional information in your mind that's going to tell you how many calories your meal is going to be, okay? So let's just say they slap in there a 4-ounce steak. Because you've tracked steaks before several times, you're going to know, hey, that kind of looks like 5 ounces or 6 ounces or 7 ounces. You're going to be able to guesstimate, and then this is going to allow you the freedom to eat out with your husband, your kids, your grandparents, all that good stuff, and it's going to allow you a lot less stress moving forward. This video was very long, but I do feel like a lot of people needed to hear a lot of this stuff. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this content. I really hope it helped you guys out. I will see you guys in the next episode of the course. Thank you.